going with more of a nautical vibe today. Today I woke up and I felt like, oh, I'm going to be a princess of the sea today. What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel, Karina's Adventures. I'm a Christian young adult indie author, and today I am going to be doing AuthorTube Newbie Tag 2.0. So I did the original AuthorTube Newbie Tag about a year ago, and I was actually originally going to do a complete remake of that exact same video since my answers to a few of the questions have changed, but I ended up discovering that there is a whole new AuthorTube Newbie Tag now, the AuthorTube Newbie Tag 2.0, and so I decided to just do that, but also re-answer the questions that have changed from the first Newbie Tag. So, we'll start with those. So there's only a few things that have changed from the original AuthorTube Newbie Tag, and the first question is the most obvious: are you published? Yes, I am published. This is my book baby over here. I published my first novel back in March, and so yes, I am published now, which is super exciting. So next, do you schedule your writing? I still don't schedule my writing, although one thing I have discovered since that video is I love to do things like NaNoWriMo, because having a event with like a set deadline like that really helps me be more productive in my writing. So I don't have a schedule, but having a deadline helps. What do you write with? I now write almost entirely on the computer. I do like to have things like my outline printed off so that I can reference something outside of my computer while I'm writing. For whatever reason, that just helps me focus versus having all of it competing for my attention on the screen. It helps to be able to pull away and look at something on a piece of paper or whatever, whether it be scene cards or my outline, a printed off outline or a handwritten outline. It just helps me. So lastly, what videos can we expect? I know that since doing the original AuthorTube Newbie Tag, I have started doing vlogs. I think that there is a question that will address this as well in the AuthorTube Newbie Tag 2.0, but the other thing is that in my original AuthorTube Newbie Tag, I had hinted at the fact that I was planning on doing some writing humor skits. I didn't end up publishing any of those here on YouTube, but now I do make writing humor reels, so if you like that kind of thing, do go check out my Instagram. I will leave a link down in the description, because I love to have fun with some good writing humor reels, and sometimes other types of fun reels too. So let's get into the AuthorTube Newbie Tag. Let's go find the original video, which I will link down in the description if I remember. It's the same person that did the questions for the original AuthorTube Newbie Tag as well. Here we go. 1. What's your book's pitch? In other words, what is your book in a sentence? Free is the story of a young lady in the 17th century and her accidental adventures aboard a cargo ship. That's my story in a nutshell. If you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? This one took some thought. I guess it would be something like, Karina Campbell is a free-spirited, creative young lady whose spark for life and occasional propensity to clumsiness make life quirky, spunky, and fun. And adventurous sometimes. With a wild imagination. See, I'm kind of getting off subject and being spontaneous, even just, saying that, so, there's that. Alrighty. Number 3, what do you usually write? So, I usually write either seafaring stories or fairy tales. Normally my seafaring stories are historical fiction. I've mentioned before, I've dabbled a little bit in low fantasy where it's just kind of a made-up land that appears to be somewhere in the world. But yeah, so normally seafaring stories, usually historical fiction for my seafaring stories, and of course I love writing a good fairy tale. 4. What's something that you will never write? I don't think I will ever write a Western. I mean, I might get a Wild Hair someday, but Westerns aren't really my thing. I tried to write kind of Western or pioneer or going west stories whenever I was younger, but it doesn't really pull me in like some of the other historical fiction time periods do, so that's something that I just don't think I'll ever write. What's your goal for starting an AuthorTube channel? My goal for starting an AuthorTube channel was to build a community and to encourage my fellow writers and also share my faith and encourage other fellow Christian writers in their faith and in their walk with the Lord, and their journey with storytelling as part of their walk with the Lord. Just encouraging them in that, and that's been a lot of fun to see how, honestly, community has been building here, and I'm really grateful to the Lord for that. But yeah, that was my goal for starting an AuthorTube channel, building a community and encouraging writers like you. So, number 6, what made you want to start writing? I started writing because I've always had a wild imagination. I just love going on different imaginary adventures, and as I got a little older and I started writing more structured stories, I wanted to write because I wanted to encourage people and uplift them and help them grow closer to the Lord with the story. You know, I wanted the story to bring them closer to the Lord. For those of you that have read Free, you know that there is a very strong Christian message woven throughout the story, and that's something that's very important to me. You know, if I'm going to take the time to write a story, I really want it to be able to, you know, Lord willing, with the help of His Spirit and by His grace, make a difference in people's lives. So that's why I started writing, and that's kind of my focus as I've gotten to more structured writing, and that's why I write. 7. What's your publishing path? Self-published, traditionally published, don't know yet. I am indie published. I published Free 2 ways. I published it both through KDP on Amazon, and I've also published it through Ingram Spark. I've thought about doing a video on that after I've had a little bit more time to kind of get a feel for how I like both of those platforms and maybe do a comparison video between the two, but I haven't completely decided yet if I am experienced enough with self-publishing and those platforms to be able to make an educated video, you know what I mean. But yes, self-published, I love self-publishing, self-published, that's what I do. 8. What content do you bring to the AuthorTube table? So I think I touched on this earlier in the video. I do mostly writing tips and writing vlogs. I do sometimes do other types of vlogs, like I did a self-publishing vlog. I occasionally create other types of content as well. You may remember that I did post a video about making the stays that I wore for my book trailer. I actually have not yet finished the second part to that video. I'm looking at the still not quite finished stays sitting on my desk because I'm on a mission to finish them so that then I can make that video. But yes, I do make writing tips, writing vlogs. Those are my main types of videos, but here and there I do other types of stuff as well. What is your biggest writing struggle? My biggest writing struggle, I think, is keeping my momentum going when I don't have something like NaNoWriMo or Camp NaNoWriMo to motivate me to get my writing done by a certain time. I tend to get stuck fairly easily, especially if it's kind of more of a side project, something that I didn't take a ton of time to outline or whatever. But even whenever I do a lot of outlining, I still can get stuck sometimes. I talked about this a little bit in last week's video. You know, there are certain things that help me get unstuck, but it's still a struggle for me sometimes to keep my momentum going whenever I'm working on a project and I don't have something like NaNoWriMo to give me a hard deadline. What's your best writing skill? I feel like something that I'm skillful at in writing, I guess, is writing descriptions. I enjoy writing descriptions. I feel like it's kind of partly because I maybe just have a gift for it, maybe God's just given me a gift for it, and partly because the English curriculum that we used when I was in, school, I was homeschooled the whole way through, and our English curriculum, there were several times that they had us practice writing a description, and so it helped me develop a really good approach, of describing a scene spatially, and, in spatial order, start maybe from one corner of a room, go around, or start with the sky and move down, or, walk around a building and talk about what you see. And I feel like that just helped me get, like I said, a good approach and has helped me become skilled. But I think maybe it also is just something that the Lord has given me a gift for, writing vivid descriptions. It's something I enjoy, too. It's fun to write descriptions that are short and sweet. Obviously, you don't want them to drag, but still, help immerse your reader in the scene. I had a scene in Free that I loved writing, and I was describing the sky and the sea at night, and I had some people tell me that they really enjoyed it and they thought it was really well written, and that was encouraging. Sometimes it's hard to know as a writer what your strengths are, so I think that making a mental note when someone tells you that there was something that they thought was really good in your writing is important, because that way, whenever you are having your writing struggles, like for me, keeping my momentum going, or sometimes I really struggle with really figuring out exactly what my character's arcs are. Sometimes character arcs can be a struggle for me, so knowing what some of my other strengths are, despite the fact that, I also have these struggles too, can really help encourage you in your writing and, help motivate you whenever you are having those struggles. Choose between questions 11 and 12. 11. If you've been on YouTube for a while, what's your best AuthorTube tip? And 12. If you're new to AuthorTube, what is your biggest AuthorTube question? Obviously, I'll be answering number 11 because I've been on AuthorTube for over a year at this point. So, my biggest AuthorTube tip, I don't know how I can describe in one tip. I guess if I had to describe in one sentence, it would be, do what you love, be educated about what you're doing, and, be smart about it. But do what you love because you want to. So, I don't know if that made any sense. I got on AuthorTube because I wanted to build a community. I got on AuthorTube honestly not thinking that my channel was probably ever going to be very big. I don't know that it's ever going to be that big. You know, at this time, I don't have over 1,000 subscribers. I don't have anywhere close to that, but I upload content because I want to, because even though sometimes, you know, it stinks to have to sit down and edit a YouTube video, I enjoy it. I enjoy having a channel. I enjoy building a community here. I enjoy talking about things that I'm passionate about. But at the same time, I am educated, at least, you know, I'm not an expert, but I at least understand the basics of the YouTube algorithm and how to work things like my titles and my tags to help people find me, just to, you know, make my life a little bit easier and make the most of my time here on this platform. But at the same time, even though I'm educated about, you know, how to reach people who are looking for things, you know, what people want to see, I'm not letting that dictate what I create. I'm not creating videos simply because I think there's something people are looking for. I also create some videos just because I want to, even though I know they're not going to be popular. So that's my encouragement to you if you want to start an AuthorTube channel, is do it because you love it. Be smart about it to make your life a little easier. But, you know, if you love it, people are going to be able to tell and that you're passionate about it, and passion is contagious. So I think if you do those things, you know, you will find your community, even if, you know, maybe you're not going to have thousands and thousands of subscribers. Or maybe you will. You never know. Just got to trust the Lord to bring the right people to you. My low battery light is blinking. We're almost done though. Question 13. Please survive, battery. We only have 2 more questions left. Are you looking for any new channels to follow, betas, CPs, or other types of writer buddies? If so, tell us who you're looking for and connect with them in the comments. I'm always looking for more writer buddies. I'm always looking for people to connect with. I found some wonderful people to connect with here, wonderful people to connect with on Instagram. I've been able to connect with people a little bit on the NaNoWriMo website as well. That platform is not quite as conducive for building kind of lasting writer buddy connections as, you know, Instagram is. But yes, I always love having writer buddies. I've met some amazing, wonderful-hearted people, and it's a lot of fun to have writer buddies. I'm not currently looking for beta readers at the moment. However, sometime in the somewhat near future, I hope to be, but that is something that I plan to announce on Instagram and also probably in my newsletter, so you can connect with me in those ways if you are interested in someday being a beta reader for me. 14, last question. What are you most excited for during this new fresh start on AuthorTube? So I'm just excited to continue building the community, continue exploring different types of videos, and just connecting with you guys and seeing what the Lord does with my channel in the future. You know, I did not expect to have this many subscribers at this point, or to have some of my videos be as popular as they have, and I really just have to, you know, give the Lord the credit for that. I'm so grateful that He's brought people to me that have been encouraged by what I have shared here. And so the other thing is, you know, I've experimented. You know, I started doing vlogs. You know, after a while I decided to get back to writing tips and Christian writing tips. If you want to start an AuthorTube channel, you don't have to be afraid that you're going to be stuck with one type of video forever. Your channel can change and grow with you, just as we change and grow, and sometimes our focus changes as we do these different creative pursuits. So I'm just looking forward to seeing where my channel goes in the future and learning and growing both myself and my walk with the Lord and my writing journey, but also learning and growing along with you guys. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I will link the original tag participants that went after me down in the description below. I think we did like a chain, so I'm not sure if I will tag everybody in the chain that we did or if I will just tag the person that went after me. But I will also tag anybody who wanted to be tagged to do the 2.0 version, you know, the updated version, down below as well. So be sure to check out those videos. Also, if you are interested in watching my original AuthorTube Newbie tag, I will link that down below as well. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to sharing my writing journey with you in the future. Get out there and write the story that God called you to write. Have a blessed day and happy writing. Bye-bye. And my battery survived. Woohoo! Praise the Lord.